This one we're going to do it a little differently. Just pause the music here, and we'll get started. So today, and feel free to interject at any time. Today we're going to talk about leveraging the YouTube algorithm to connect with buyers and sellers, because at the end of the day, YouTube, it doesn't care about how big your channel is or how many views you've had. It only cares about if it believes you can hold the attention of the person it's trying to connect you with. And I'm going to give you a perfect example. And if you don't mind me using yourself, Axel, this is what came across my YouTube the other day. So there is Axel sitting side by side with Eminem. Now, does Axel have the clout or the audience of Eminem? No. YouTube understands that I started to engage with Axel's channel, and it doesn't care. It knows I like Eminem for the last 20 years. It knows I've been following Axel for the last 30 days or whatever, and that when his stuff comes up, I kind of click and watch it. So it starts to place his stuff in front of me. So the question is, how do we game the algorithm on the lowest level at the beginning to just get in front of people? Because once they start to engage with their channel, it really doesn't matter how many views you have or how big your channel is. Look at Axel sitting right next to Eminem.
Compare the number of views, 2.2.
Well, exactly, right?
2.2 million.
Yeah, that was the funny part, that it was actually 2.2 and 2.2. But yeah, that's just showing that it doesn't matter. The algorithm is not just thinking about how many views you have or how many subscribers you have. It's actually so much deeper than that. It's looking to see what will hold each individual eyeballs, and that may be based on what you've been looking at for the last 20 years or what you've been looking at for the last 20 days. It is watching and trying to zone you in here. So today what I'm going to talk about is how do we get in those initial places to get people to start engaging with their content. So let me just pull up my YouTube here and let you know the tools I use that help me with this. So okay, because the first mistake people often make is we think of the videos that we believe that people will want to see or that we want to create with people. And, it is the natural way to go about it. I should just brainstorm and put on paper, and it's the natural initial thought, but you really have to start by looking at what Google, where is Google missing content? And you would be surprised once you see how to do it. It's missing content everywhere. So you want to start by choosing the titles based on what Google has or YouTube has content for or not, and then start to see where you can plug your videos in there. And the great thing is, for real estate, although it is competitive with other people on YouTube, we're competing for really long tail words that maybe hasn't really been gone after yet. So what we want to do is to eventually rank for high search, high competition, is to get your weight up first, dominating, high search if you can, and low competition, or medium search and medium competition, so you can start to get your feet wet in there. And I'm going to give you an example. So if you haven't heard of the app TubeBuddy, that's what I use here. It's about $6 a month. There's another one called IQ Video or Video IQ. I use TubeBuddy. There's other ones out there that are just as good, but let me give you an example of what this does. Okay, so let's say I'm searching for buying new construction. Okay, so you guys can see my screen, right?
Yep.
Okay, so when you're Googling TubeBuddy, this is the kind of symbol you'll be looking for to go through everything that I'm looking at here. But if I scroll down, so buying new construction, well, it's at 24 out of 100. Search volume is fair and competition is fair. And when it says competition is fair, this means a competition is quite high. When it gets to the green and saying it's kind of opposite. When it says competition is good, it's in the green. What it means is there's low competition. You should go after that word. So when it says fair, this means actually that it's quite high competition. So, okay, we're going to keep going there. What about if I go buying a new home? Because this is me perhaps making a video about new construction. Okay, buying a new home. Okay, now we're at 57 out of 100. So we're getting up there. And the other thing here, so this is general for all of YouTube. And if it does have a high enough search volume, it'll show you approximately how many searches are per month. Many of the terms that we end up going for won't have that figure because they'll be in the lower amount. But what we do is we click here for weighted. This means this is overall for YouTube, but when we click here for weighted, this gives the exact same barometers, but based on your channel, your videos and what they feel they would place here. So when I click that, let's see if I'm higher or lower. So for me, it's a little bit lower. For me, my channel, because based on here, down here, it shows, okay, average median views for your last videos is 259. Lowest view for the count is 9. I'm surprised it's not higher for me, but we'll go through a few of these. But okay, we're going to keep going. The thing is that you want to find the money search. So now let's start to think in terms of what people are looking for. Are people going to search buying a new home in YouTube? Maybe it's pretty general. Of course, it's going to be a higher search. So if you can get it, it's great. But as we can see, the competition is not is a little harder. So let's try something along the line of tips for buying new construction. And this is why we really have to massage and find our titles first before we go in. Okay.
If you added like for Vancouver at the end of that, how drastically different would those algorithms be, do you think?
Well, we'll get to that, and I always will do that. But typically, we'll find something that gets to higher, and then the location may bring it down. But I'm totally fine with that because that's how we want to get done. So it's funny you're reading where I'm going with this. So we've got tips for buying new construction. Let's dig a little deeper. Best tips for buying new construction.
There you are.
And there I am. And this is because I had already done this prior to making that video, right? So I'm just showing you the research leading up to it. But look at this. So for best tips buying new construction, it went up to 79, which means competition is low. Search volume is still pretty good. So the point that I'm making here is that this is just switching from tips for buying new construction to best tips. So you really got to learn and punch it around till you get it. And now let's see if I click weighted, how it is for me. Will it go up or down? It'll probably go down slightly would be my guess. No, it went up slightly. So then I'm even better. I'm like, okay, so that is the general, but on my channel, it's even a little better. And then with that last one, I'm going to do exactly what Dallas has here, who kind of read my mind. I've got some of the searches here on my other screen so that I had a flow to go through and show this example. And let's see if this goes up in Vancouver. It did go up a little bit. It went from 79 to 81. And let's check the weighted again. And it went up to 87. So this tube is amazing now. Oh, and there's David. And I work with David, helping him with his optimization on his channel. So he's right up there as well. And so the other good thing is, okay, so I'm just looking at my notes here. Find highly searched, low competition keyword phrases to make a video around as good as possible. So what I want to show you guys here is like, by doing this, like if you spend a couple hours searching for what you think and massaging out long-term keyword tails, like this is what I've worked out for. Down here, I've got for my Living in Vancouver channel. And you can see the ones that I have unweighted score or weighted score. So weighted score is the second one that's good for my channel. So I know I would start with all of these videos first. All right. I've got ones for marketing because I do a marketing channel as well, and it's the same thing. But so you can go and massage it and just make note of all, like the list is forever, and some of them are not as good as others, but like it goes on and on and on and on and on. And what you're going to find is the, okay, so this is what I want to show you as well. Sorry that I'm kind of jumping all over the place, but
well, it is a big topic, and there are so many information that you've just, you're trying to share everything with us in less than half an hour.
Yeah, exactly. So this will probably be over a couple things, but one thing I do want to show you that is how you find the holes in what content they have. Okay. Okay, let's try this. How to find Lower Mainland pre-sales. So right here, the top result is a 15 out of 100. Okay, so he's getting to the top result and he is not optimized for this keyword at all. Now, if I click in here, he may be optimized 100% for this, and we'll check. Yes, so look, he's 80% for what he's 80% for this. So he's 80 out of 100 on his SEO. But if I come back here in this exact keyword, how to find Lower Mainland pre-sales, he's 15 out of 100 and he's at the top spot, which means if you go and you optimize exactly for this, you could get to the top spot for that keyword almost overnight. Almost overnight, even though it's almost the exact same topic, right? And there's plenty of them. So let's see here. Like this is how you find the holes. YouTube is hungry for content that's exact searches. So it's filling it up with ones that are sometimes not even good. So how to find the best locations to invest in real estate in Vancouver. So I'm coming up at number 2 here, but I'm 10 out of 100 for this search. For this search, I'm considered their second best result, but my SEO optimization is only 10 out of 100. But if you click into here for my actual, for what I was going for on that particular video, let's see, I'm 95. So I nailed it for this keyword, but when you search like this, you can see the massive gap. Now,
so what did that girl do different than what you did for her to get to that top spot, do you think?
Well, her engagement shows 4%. My engagement shows 2%. So that could be it. I'm not sure what the VPD stands for, to be quite honest. And there's a lot about the algorithm that I don't know as well, right? It's just finding these little things that we do know and that we can leverage. And you'll look, David's right there below. I've been coaching David on how to optimize his YouTube channel, but this is one of the best things to find gaps in content that YouTube needs. Literally the top results on a great long-term tail search like this. Now let's even see what that search looks like. Whoa, that search is 100 out of 100, meaning search volume is pretty good, competition is pretty damn good, and the best people in there are 10 out of 100 and 10 out of 100. Do you guys see what I'm talking about? Like you can find the gaps. Now, and if you really want to dominate a certain topic, well, then you have to find, you want to do somehow. Now, first, you're going to make your video optimized for a lot of these. And in another video, I'll show you how you can do that. But also, if you can make a similar video slightly different around the same topic and then hitting all of the different ways that you might be able to do this, like all the different ways you might be able to search it, you can really start to dominate a local search. And you can see best locations to invest in Vancouver. It's obviously a search you want to be in the place. And just to let you guys even know, I've even played with it even more, but and obviously very few people are searching this, but I just want to see if I could get to the top spot. Who is the best real estate agent in Vancouver? Oh, I'm not there. Okay, let's see. Let's try who is the best realtor in Vancouver. I was trying to make a point here. The algorithm changes on you. So last night it showed me at the top. Today, not so much. Oh, and there I am. Who is the best realtor in Vancouver? And then I just go, it goes into the myths of don't work with a realtor because of this or that, right? But anyway, it's just showing that that you can grab the top spots for amazing searches. And this is 80 out of 100 in terms of competition and volume. And because like, and I'll show you even more here. Let's see. Because nobody's going like it's not too hard to just take up a bunch of searches. Like, who is the best realtor in the Lower Mainland? Number 2 there. I'm just showing you a bunch of different searches, guys, to show you how you can pop to the top. How to know if my property is good for land assembly. Now, the point that I'm making here is you start with the title based on what I'm showing you in this video. I didn't randomly make these videos and work my way to the top. I looked at the title. I saw the gap in YouTube's need for that content. And then I just plug my content in there and it goes right to the top. It's almost overnight. And then over time, the thing is, the hardest thing with Google or YouTube is not this part. It's going to be consistency. I have troubles with consistency as well. And that is what will overall make your channel the most successful. But you want to be starting on these foundational strategies. And if you are consistent and you're not doing this stuff at all, they kind of go hand in hand. If you want to have a really successful channel.
Sorry, Mark.
Yeah.
What to be consistent at?
Just putting out the content.
Okay.
Whether it's like once every 2 weeks. Apparently, from what I've heard, is Google just wants to see you're consistent. Whether if you went once every 2 weeks or once every 3 weeks or once every week, consistency is good. Now, it doesn't have to be exactly like that, but that's the tough part, is continuing to put out the content there.
Now, does it have to be like a 15-minute video? Can it be a 2-minute video? As long as you're posting something? Or
so this is it. Google's I keep saying Google. What I mean is YouTube. The value is attention and watch time. So if you have a 2-minute video that gets watched 100% every time they watch the full thing, or you have a 15-minute video that they watch 3 minutes of, that 15-minute video will get precedence because they're not concerned about percentage of video watch. They're concerned about how long you kept a person's eyeballs on their screen. So often longer ones, and I don't like to say that there is a right one, but do keep that in mind, is that it is about time watched and not percentage watched. So is there a right time? I would say no, especially if you can keep your audience engaged. There's definitely no right time. Sometimes shorter content can suck people in. They watch it, they watch another one. But for me, I don't think too much of timeline. Like, you can see this one. This one is 27 minutes long. I just did the spreadsheet. I explained the whole thing. I'm not thinking of too long or too short, to be honest. I'm not saying that there's not other people that have a different train of thought, but
I think that was the video I caught you shared in the Facebook, and I got to know you from land assembly. So from what I'm gathering in here, what you're proposing in a way, of course, this is the perfect tool. I forgot the name of this app that you have in here.
I know, I wish you said it there. It's Tube Buddy, like YouTube, except Tube Buddy.
Oh, Tube Buddy, okay.
Yeah, and there's another one, Video IQ or IQ Video, does similar stuff.
So based on the suggestion of the keyword, because this is the keyword analysis on this, and of course, it gives you many other tools. The most important part of a video is the title. That's what I understood.
Starting off, it's like yes,
an exact title. You want to try to guess what people are going to be typing in that search bar. Basically.
It would be like playing hockey and shooting before you've skated to the crease. This is skating to the crease before you're going to shoot the puck, right? But Axel, I did notice on your last 2 or 3 videos, you've gotten a very high SEO when I checked it out. What were you using? Was that intentional?
I have no idea, to be honest with you. I have, let me tell you, honestly, I create the content, I share it. If it's under 1 minute, apparently this is the new thing with the YouTube, it goes to short thing. And if it's over 1 minute, of course, it goes to regular videos. I have, in terms of the tag, I have automated ones that it's in the setting. So I don't change the tags. I wish I could. And I never paid attention to the title. I tracked it for the title that is relevant to my video. So I didn't pay attention to specific keywords such as best tips or those kind of things. And these are, hey, lifesaver, that's for sure.
Because I checked your last 2 or 3 videos and it looked like, oh, he must be using something. Well, or coincidentally, it was good because they were very, like for instance, if I click into here, it gives a score, and on your last few, they were up. In another video, I'll show how to optimize, because we only have a few minutes here. Maybe we'll do that next week. How I get it from 0 up to 100, and I'm happy with about 85 or above. Sometimes it's not easy, but I can go through that so that you can get all of the videos. But another thing about TubeBuddy is that if I do this search, I can come down here and say, okay, most common video tags. I can actually just click if I wanted to use those. And we'll get into this in another one. I can copy it to a clipboard and move it right over to my video. Or if you said, okay, well, Mark came to the top of this, I want to click on his video and see what tags he's doing, because that last one was most common tags for the search results. This one here, I come down and I say, okay, Mark is at 100%. What tags is he using for this? I can also go like this and say, show the rankings. What is his search ranking for each of those? So you can see I'm focusing on long tail. So I'm number 1 for this, number 1 for that, number 1, 1, 1, 1. So I'm focusing on long tail because I want to grab that number 1 spot so that I can get in people's algorithm. If I can get their attention and they click, then I can be Axel sitting next to Eminem. And
I had no idea.
And then with this, so with that, I can go copy, and I can actually just take all of these keywords, copy to clipboard. Now they're copied, and then go into my video and paste them, and then delete the ones that I don't want, add the ones that I do. But we'll maybe in the next one, if that's of interest to you guys, we can go through optimizing a video from 0 to 100. And
2 times up.
I think this is important stuff, and we should definitely do another half an hour on this.
Absolutely. I think this is it's a big topic, and it's of a big interest, that's for sure. So such as Google, YouTube, these kind of things in terms of keywords, long tail, short tail, any help, that would be absolutely amazing. I'm 2 thumbs up. Let's do this.
See right there, hey Mark, it says right there on the right, video insights, views per day. I think that's that VPD right there. Under, down.
Oh, there you go. Perfect. Where did you see it?
Views per day. VPD.
Views per day. Nice.
That'd probably be, unless it's Vancouver Police Department, but I don't think so.
No, that's perfect, because I didn't know. So keywords everywhere is another tool. It's just a plugin I have plugged in. I use it more for Google search analyzation, which I'll show you guys at another time. But it comes up there. I'm focused more on the video analytics of TubeBuddy for this particular video. But yes, so that's the thing, guys, as you are creating your tags. So when we're putting this in your actual video, when you're uploading it, you can use this same feature before you even publish it to see where your video is going to rank for certain keywords. Because if I just put in here land assembly, once it goes above like 20 or something, then it just doesn't even show a number. And if I just pick, well, hey, I got land assembly realtor, not too bad. Number 2 there. But yes, somewhere, the more generic you are, obviously the more competition and the harder it is to get it. But this is a really cool thing for TubeBuddy. And TubeBuddy's like $6 a month or something.
There you go.
That's amazing.
It's very low, so
it's really helpful, that's for sure. But the point is how to use it properly, because you might have the tools. The other day I saw this picture of a guy is sitting. He's gathering a bunch of ladders under his feet, and then he wants to watch over a wall. So you might have the tools under your feet, but you don't know how to use it to watch the view. So for me, even if I get this, I have no idea where to start with it. I'm a content creator. I may be able to create contents, but when it comes to tagging and searching for keywords, it's something that needs education. That's for sure.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, for sure.
And
it's constant, right? You constantly learning. Just like Mark, I know you've been doing this for a while, but you're always learning new things, right? So
yeah, and we can continue to
evolving.
dive into it. And I do record these, so you can always come back to them as well. I put them up on my YouTube channel, and you can come back and we'll get in. I found chapters have helped increase my view time as well, because I know that nobody's watching 27 minutes, but they'll go like this, and then they'll click on what's important to them. And then you get that 2, 3, 4 minutes of watch time. And I'm telling you, on my videos that are 20, 25 minutes, if I can average 5 minutes of watch time, like that gets the video going. It does. People don't have to watch the whole thing. Most people are on YouTube with no attention span, watch a few minutes, click, click. So it's not even about them watching the whole thing. It's about grabbing them for a little bit. So YouTube sees the value there. So I do have another call to be on at 10 o'clock. So I'm going to cut this short, guy. Not short, but right on time as usual. So we can get back
to
it. Next week, we'll go into optimizing so that we can also explore this tool a little more so you can get more familiar. And yeah, hopefully that was some value there, but you can start.
Absolutely.
Sounds good.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
You can start to build your keyword list. And like I said, you saw mine over time. You'll go in one night bored and like go for an hour and just like, whoa, and you start to just put all these terms down. And then you have this list of videos to make that are filling gaps in what YouTube has content for, which there's gaps everywhere.
Yeah,
absolutely. There you go.
Well,
right on,
I definitely look forward to learn this from you. Have a good call. Take care. Dallas, nice to see you again, buddy.
You too.
Have a good day, guys.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.